started in Today AM Flow with Hang. I'm inspired to support you to get out of your creative funk. This is for those of you have been trying to make things happen and for some reason it's not flowing. Whether you are writing a book, whether you are writing an album, making a CD, whether you are trying to grow in your business, everything take a form of creations, because the creation is start from a thought process, right? Because at some point you thought of the CD that you are making, you thought of the vision that you want to start the business, you thought of an idea of how you're going to serve your client, you thought of certain amount of money that you're creating, whether you're investing or whether you're doing business, whatever it is, it has to come from a form of thought. So it started there, right? And those are the what happened after that is how we gonna show up, how you're gonna show up, and your state of being is determine how this creation gonna come out. Because what happened a lot of time you're stuck is because chances are you are making this creation about yourself. You are making this about the outcome. You're making this about your expectation. You're making this about your reference. You get caught up in it. You're making it about yourself. So you're suffering through the process. So let me invite you with this way of seeing this energy of creating. What if you can separate this energy creating? You are not the power that make things happen. Yes, you have the power that life is giving you with, that you can create, and you are working with that power. So you're not the sole power of making this thing happen. You are co-creating with life, with the universe, with God, whatever that you believe in. So first is to reconnect to the pure thought process of what is it that you're creating that align with your heart, align with your desire. Because a lot of time we create things out of our head. We think we want these things. But what if you're not light up by it? So you got to be excited about these creations. So the first thing I would invite you is to come back to that excitement energy. What about this creation that excite you? What about this amount of money that you make that excite you? What about this relationship that excite you? What about this book that you write that excites you? And if you're not excited about it, chances are it may not be the thing that your soul actually want to create. So you are here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. If you can really connect to your heart and see what light you up, that will come through for you, which is the next part. Is you got to get out of the way. You got to get out of your own way, your own self, whether you are trying to create more businesses, more money, more relationship, whatever it is. Everything in this physical form is because we take the action step. We've been the miracle worker to make things happen. But that idea, whatever that energy creation is way higher than what we can grab, and it's want to come through you. Think of like what you trying to create. I would use this analogy with my team last week, and this is one of the reasons why I want to make the video, because it's like, hey, will you share this analogy with the world, because they like it. So instead of think that you are the boss, you control this process, you make this thing happen. What if you are simply the conduit, the messenger, the midwife for this creative energy to come through you? Because here's the thing, there's a lot of people, there's 80-something billion people in the world, right? And there's energetically, people have so many ideas, and how many people actually make it happen and allow it to come through you? So the work is you want to be ready to be prepared for this energy to come through you, so then it can guide you to be the miracle worker. What if it's not about you? What if creating is about this thing that want to come through? Like, for example, I'm making this video is a form of creations, and I'm trying my best to share with you, to practice everything I'm teaching. Is I'm not making this about me. I'm making this about whatever that need to come through to serve you. So what if it's not about you? What if about the book that want to come through you, about the $1 million that want to come through you so you can serve a purpose? What if that $1 million want to serve a purpose and you are the servant that is using you? What if the universe is using you instead of you using the universe? So the energy you come from is a sense of humility. Yes. your ego not gonna like it. A sense of humility, a sense of reverence. right? A sense of surrendering. And like I, some of the video I referenced in the past, surrendering is not about giving up. Surrendering is about making space for something that could potentially greater than you. Because life, we are this speck, the small thing of life. So get over get over yourself, my friend. I'm laughing at it because I gotta tell myself this. You gotta get over yourself and not making this about you. What if you are the midwife or the mother to the baby? So you bring this baby in. And sure, there's two ways to parents, right? You see the rest of the world parenting by, I am the parents. I control you. I make you. I tell you what to do. You have no say in this. Well, you see how that parenting style is going to go, right? It's suffocating, and that soul is not going to be free. And then there's other style parenting is more evolving, is about you want the human experience, so you allow space to bring this baby in so you can experience the human experience. You bring this baby in, and this baby has its own agenda. This baby has its own personality. This baby has its own soul plan. You can plan all day long. This baby already have a plan of what he or she or they want to experience. Your job is to birth it, to bring it, and allow an environment to cultivate, to serve, and to create the most optimal space for this baby to live its own highest expression of a soul. Imagine that if your parent did that for you. Your parent give you space to be your fullest self, for you to serve your fullest purpose, and to support you each step of the way, to love you unconditionally, and to not making it about them. I want you to look back in your life with your parents. All the moments of unnecessary suffering. How many times was that your parents was making everything about themselves? They trying to control you, they trying to suffocate you, and not to give you that freedom to be. Just look at that. And in the moment that your parent give yourself that free space, that space to be, that's when you thrive the most. And obviously, yes, we need discipline, we need parameter, right? To be grounded and centered in our being as a human being, to be a decent human being, to bring good to humanity instead of hurting humanity. So I'm inviting you to treat this creative energy, the book that you're writing, the CD that you're producing, you write, the $1 million that you're making, the business that you're making, the relationship that you are stepping into as your baby. How can you give this baby reverence and grace, space and love and respect? How can you pay attention and listen to this baby and see what it wants? It's not about you. And I just recently create a program called I Am Into the Authentic Moments. Experience 12 weeks to experience and create and experience life magic. And that thing just come through. I was playing the game for something else, and that's come through, and I'm using that very framework to help people move through it. How to connect to creating, connect to that creative energy from a gracious and spacious way. And that's my invitation for you. Treat us as a baby. Now, this is an invitation of something that haven't yet exist yet, but I feel in the moment right now. But if that feels inspiring for you, that you feel connecting to be in that energy to go through a 12-week framework in the near future, comments or somehow connect with me and ask maybe to put you on the waiting list. Because right now we're doing an alpha run of this program. We already have a waiting list, and it's actually pretty cool. So, and when that time comes, we'll let you know. Because like the way that I'm living my life is the way that everything I'm teaching, I'm sharing, I'm practicing in the best way that I could. And I'm letting the energy of the project taking the lead, and I'm following to serve it. And I'm being the miracle worker. And one of the things that I've done so different, because we are doing the alpha run. So my clients say, hey, you are the coach player. So for the first time that I actually register this course, I pay for it as a student. And I'm also the teacher of this course, because I want to treat this baby as a baby that I'm serving with the purpose of of what it wants. What does this 12-week want to do for humanity? And I'm here, the humble servant, to be the conduit for it. So that's the invitation for you, and that's what I want to share with you. Create so you can experience. But in order for true creation to come through, you got to give a space. You got to give a space to connect to your truth heart of what you actually light up, what you actually desire, to let the energy come through you and show up in each authentic moment. And the work is to get over yourself so you can be present in a moment and do what meant to be done, and do the work. Whatever happening is meant to happen, so you get to participate and engage in the moment 100%. And that's the premise. That's the premise of life that I believe in, and that's the premise of the 12-week AM that I was recently created and allowed to come through, including the pricing, including everything. And what interesting is I was creating that during one of the hardest time of my life, of grieving my mom passing and grieving the deep love of my life, and going through a lot of life stuff, and in that surrendering, that allowed that energy to come through. And it's been a very amazing fascinating and humbling process, and I want to share that energy with you, and I want to share some of the wisdom that I can humanly articulate to you, to perhaps give you insight of how it helped you in your creations. Because like I said, every day, no matter what your status in life and what your position in life, you constantly create. The question is, are you create consciously, or are you creating unconsciously? Are you experiencing life consciously, or are you experiencing life unconsciously? Yeah, so let me know on the comment of how does that help you with your creation, and I'm curious, what are you creating? And reach out to my VA if you're interested to be on the wait list of whenever we're gonna redo the I am program at my AM, because I'm just letting that energy lead me as I'm letting the energy flow through me when I'm making these videos, and you're gonna see the evolution of that as you stay in the channel. Well, that's all I got for you right now. If you feel this is helpful for someone, please feel free to share with them. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and set on your notification, and we'll let you know when the next AM video will come out so we can flow together. All right, have fun creating, and I will see you at the next AM. Big hugs from me to you.